let's get this before the people say the more shit that I don't want to deal with. James Gunn.
Yeah.
So this is if you look at it, you can look at it in regards to Yankees and the Red Sox, right? Okay. You can say that the Yankees won a whole shit ton of championships, and for a long time the Red Sox won nothing. Mm-hmm. Well, I think Wonder Woman was their first championship. Okay. Or you can say Man of Steel was a championship, right? Mm-hmm. But
hell yeah.
Or at least made it to the playoffs pretty far.
Yeah, they got eliminated first round of the playoffs.
See, that's as far as what you thought of the game. As far as the overall result, it was a win.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
So then Wonder Woman was a huge one, but they've had more losing seasons than not. But what do? You build out teammates, and when we got for using a Yankee and Red Sox thing, we got Johnny Damon at one point, who was a big Red Sox staple.
Sweet ass.
Well, James Gunn, who was a big staple for Marvel and did 2 huge movies in Guardians. We know about the controversy that happened. They get rid of him, and DC swoops in and he's in talks to write Suicide Squad 2.
With an eye to direct.
And he might direct.
Here's the problem, though, is you can't, I don't care who you put on that property, I don't see, you can only polish, the turd so many times.
You don't think that property is worth
I don't think so. I'd love to see James Gunn do something else.
Here's the thing. Yeah. James Gunn, Boris Kitt from THR comes out and says he has free reign to kind of reimagine this.
Oh.
Like maybe they're not necessarily calling it a sequel. There's a lot of conflicting reports, but that he kind of has free reign to kind of recast it, maybe not with the other characters, but like new Suicide Squad members, do something different. But this is DC shooting shots over the bow on Marvel.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They picked him up, and they picked him up, and they want to now focus on one of their properties. Look, and we said, I think Roxy said the other day, Suicide Squad made a lot of money. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's an Oscar-winning film.
Oscar-winning.
It won an Oscar. So it is a movie that is a property that I believe. Actually, I was very excited for Suicide Squad, knowing that the villains were going to be in the lead and that you could do something like that. I would like to see what James Gunn can do with it. I'm still cautious in regards to how overly jokey it's going to be, but I think it's. If you're DC, you make this move, right, Rox?
I have so many thoughts on this one.
Let them work, girl.
The first one being that I do feel bad. A friend of mine was writing Suicide Squad 2. His name is Todd Stashwick, and he came on our show, DC Movie News, to announce that he was writing it. That was about 7 months ago.
Oh, man.
Now, this happens all the time where it has nothing to do with the script or what they've been working on, but they find some kind of like shinier looking penny, and it doesn't have to do with the work anymore. Right. It has to do with who you can get to attach to a project.
And it's a statement too.
Did you hear about this? I don't know if that's your friend who did this, but Gavin O'Connor was going to direct Suicide Squad 2, and then Birds of Prey comes around, and they said that the 2 scripts were almost identical, like the same kind of stuff. But so they moved on Birds of Prey first, making that. And so Gavin walks away and is like, whatever, and then enter James Gunn.
And that happens when, and again, this is not me saying anything that anybody working on in these projects is saying, this is just me as an outsider, my perspective, when there's sometimes a lack of communication between all of the hundreds of movies you've announced, things like that can happen. And I think that Gunn is a stronger director than he is writer. So him directing this would make me a little more excited than him writing this. Am I pissed he's writing it? No. But remember, when Suicide Squad came out, everybody was saying, this is going to be the Guardians of the DC. So now we've seen with a motley crew what James Gunn can do, and he does it very well. But do I want to see him just do that for DC? But the villainy version of that.
Does it seem reactionary to you?
It's not even necessarily reactionary. It just seems kind of like they're like, oh, well, this is the obvious play. And it's like, well, look past that, because is it the right play? Right. Is that so maybe that is reactionary, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. There's your friend who said he wrote Suicide Squad 2 with David Barr-Katz and director Gavin O'Connor. And we have finished our draft, and I'm really proud of it. It's like 7 months ago, like you said. There's nothing, he can't say anything else. And plot details remain under wraps, but it absolutely. Oh, that's where that broke on your show. Okay, so this is something that I think that it is a bit reactionary. I also think not reactionary is like you're saying. I think it's a statement. You get James Gunn, and you know people are going to be talking about it. It is. It's like the Red Sox getting a pitcher from the Yankees, or vice versa.
And I like James Gunn coming to the DC. I just don't know if this is the property that I want to see him on.
Well, the only thing with that, as we know that he's done, like you said, and I think your point was right, to where he's taken this this motley crew in the Guardians, who aren't necessarily heroes, but they're not villains.
Right.
They're just kind of renegades, some criminals, and he was able to do that and do it quite well. This is villains. I want to see what he's going to do with villains. That was one of my biggest things that I didn't like, that they just made him purely because for the most part they were heroes. I know that,
but they've already been established. Now they're talking about, are they going to just scrap the Suicide Squad that they made and bring in all new people? Is this going to be a Deadshot, Harley? Right. Are we going to see Jared Leto's Joker? Do we get another weird Enchantress dance?
I think it'd be stupid not to have Will Smith back and Margot Robbie back.
Yeah.
I think
it would be stupid not to?
Yeah, I think it would be stupid. You write the movie for Will Smith and Margot Robbie with those two characters that were the most popular. They were great. They just were in a kind of a shitty movie.
And I thought
I liked Crocodile Man.
He's okay.
Killer Croc was great.
I'll tell you who I liked a lot, who I normally don't like at all, is Joel Courtney.
Yeah.
I know
Jai
Courtney, whatever.
Joel Kinnaman, Jai Courtney.
Kinnaman.
Which one are you trying to get at?
Jai Courtney. Yeah, Joel Kinnaman to me has never popped at all. They try to make him a star, and he just hasn't worked. RoboCop and Suicide Squad, he just doesn't work. But Jai Courtney, who has not been great in most things, in supporting roles, he's really good in Unbroken.
Yeah.
And he was really good in Suicide Squad.
He's the one in the Divergent series, right? I like him there.
Yeah, and again, supporting.
Yeah.
In supporting roles, and the same thing with like Sam Worthington. Sam Worthington was the guy in when he came out in like Avatar and Terminator. They're like, "That's your new movie star."
Yeah.
It's like, no, thank you. And then he's in all these other movies.
Like Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
But but when you put him in a movie like what's the one that the Mel Gibson one that just did the war movie? Hacksaw Ridge. He was great in that. Yeah. He was in that movie with Jennifer Aniston. that she got screwed for. Was she should have nominated? No, not the Bounty Hunter.
Kate.
So she didn't get nominated for that movie.
No, that was crazy. She should have won.
But he was great in that movie. So like, there are certain times that I think that actors can really shine in smaller roles, and I thought Jai Courtney did that in Suicide Squad. So I like to see him return. We do. We still have a little more time to talk about this. I think do you think there's a lot of pressure though on James Gunn, because here he's got Guardians 1, he's got Guardians 2, and obviously the big controversy and everything too. But he's like he was the golden child over there for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Take out the controversy, but now he walks into a new team, and here's your first project. Bring it home. And if you don't bring it home, how does that hurt the legacy?
I would imagine the hard part on this one is like, I want to do it this way, and Warner Brothers goes like this. Does James Gunn say, well, at Disney, they let me do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he should be, or like at Marvel, they let me do this.
I don't think those words are coming out of his mouth. I think he's bitter AF about them. I don't think he's going to say one pot like they let me do anything. I think he's probably super grateful to have a job, and if he's not, he should be. I'm not even saying how I feel about the controversy, but it was so large that hiring him is a risk.
Sure.
So he should feel like, I have a job, it's a big one, I'm going to take it on, and I'm going to do it right. And if he goes in there with, well, over there, they let me, they'll be like, great, go back.
Right.
Why not?
That's if he even takes the job, because he hasn't taken it yet.
Right, it's still in talks.
You're right.
In talks.
It's still in talks.
And
so
it's
like,
still just like such a property that it really doesn't excite me after the first one.
Yeah.
But maybe it's such a hard tie in to where the DCU is. Like, they didn't really do a lot of tie in to it. Like, their villain was the Enchantress, when the villain could have been something that could have led us to another part of the DCEU. Because like in Marvel, they tie everything together, which is the beautiful part. In DCU, it seems very segmented.
Joker should have been the villain.
Sure.
In the whole time in that movie.
Yeah.
Joker should have been the villain. That would have been more of a dilemma for Margot Robbie throughout the movie than just like the one silly scene. It's like they didn't need the Enchantress.
And the hard part for that is, and I know people would be like, well, it's the same thing as Black Widow, is that like Margot Robbie doesn't have a superpower. She just has a bat. She's like a mental kind of crazy.
I'm
but
okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that issue, though. You're not alone with that.
You know what I'm saying? The other
I
ones
don't
have a
personally feel that way,
superpower.
but you are amongst a majority when you think.
And I'm the same thing with Black Widow. Like, give her a superpower. give Margot Robbie a superpower, not just she's gone up against this crazy enchantress and all she has is a bat. At least in the animated
But you know
series,
who
she had
doesn't
that
have a
sledgehammer.
superpower? Batman.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's true.
Yeah,
So
Iron Man doesn't
or
have a
give them
superpower either.
something doper than a bat.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean that's the thing is I never had a problem with that because I think that actually makes them even more powerful.
At least,
the fact that
at
they
least
can
Batman has
survive with this.
armor, and Iron Man has armor.
He has money.
That's more of a badass. Running
His
around with a
superpower
bat and
is
still
being
surviving.
rich.
Because
No,
she's not
but
a-
the
remember,
bat
she's not a
suit
superhero.
is armor.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
is Harley Quinn is walking around with short shorts on and a crop top.
Remember though, she got thrown into a lead role. Where
Yeah.
Before this, we didn't even see her before. She was iconic in our circles and in the Comic-Con circles and the comic book circles.
You're talking about Harley or Margot?
Harley. So I mean, no, Margot hadn't really done anything.
Wolf
so
of Wall Street.
I mean, yeah, that's I mean as far as in that genre, but she was known as the Joker's girlfriend,
Yeah.
and now she's not known as that in the cinema world. She's known as someone who was in the Suicide Squad, who
And I would
happened to have a
imagine
relationship with the Joker.
The Harley Quinn movie would come out before this.
You would
aren't
assume
they-
so because they're really
aren't they-
working on
Are you
it.
talking about Birds of Prey?
That's what it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that what the Harley Quinn movie's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah. So I assume.
They have announced. Here's the problem with saying the Harley Quinn movie, and that's why I was asking you not to make you.
Look stupid.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine. I know.
They announced Harley and Joker.
Okay.
They announced Suicide Squad 2. They announced Birds of Prey. They announced Gotham City Sirens. Those are movies that they've announced that have to do with Harley. Now, some of those have been debunked, some of them not, but it's confusing because
I don't know
where
who's
are
what.
these 4 movies on our slate? But it seems to me right now, Birds of Prey is moving forward. We'll see about Suicide Squad 2, and the other 2 have been put to bed.